Hamas side wants the Iran not attacked doesn't mean you are thereby pro-Hamas by not wanting the U.S. engaged in an unnecessary war. And those are two different things. And that's what they're trying to blur. They're trying to recreate George W. Bush's our side or their side, and there is no other side. How about we just don't want American wealth and American boys dying in a needless war over something that doesn't exist, like Iran's nuclear weapons at this point, according to the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, who reviewed this precise material. And it's after this material was disclosed, after it was disclosed that Hegseth was not eager to get us embedded in another war in Iran, after it was disclosed that Mike Waltz was secretly meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu. And yeah, by the way, who is it that doesn't want the Epstein documents fully publicly disclosed? Netanyahu. Probably because Netanyahu and Israel's Mossad has ties to Jeffrey Epstein and his black bag operation.
Robert, that's an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory because people who have said that are a bunch of anti-Semites.
Well,
on the internet, I've seen it.
What's amazing is I get more hate from the Jew haters than almost anybody that's not Jewish. I'm Jewish. Something goy. I even forget what the phrase was.
The word is I'm not going to say it. Shabbos, G-O-Y-I. There's a word that I also.
I'm one of the only people of all these people that has actually debated Fuentes to expose what this ideology really is to the world. So I don't have any empathy whatsoever.
No, Robert, you're still in Israel. You're still an Israel shill. This is on Connie's here, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah, but Israeli shill.
You cannot. Unless you publicly vow that you support the destruction of the state of Israel, anything else you say is going to be pro-Israel.
Of course. Well, I mean, look. I respect Netanyahu's mind. I've watched his debates going all the way back to the 60s and 70s when he was here in the U.S. in the 70s a lot with William F. Buckley and others. I think he's a very brilliant mind. I think he cares about protecting Israel. I think he tactically is an idiot when it comes to how to best do so. And why do I say so? Because he said removing Saddam Hussein in Iraq would make Israel safer. Did it? Nope. It made his archenemy, Iran, stronger. Next, he said, taking out Gaddafi in Libya is going to be great for the peace of the world and Israel. Oops, wrong again. Then he said, taking out Assad's regime in Syria is going to lead to a more peaceful democratic regime in Syria. It's busy trying to execute every religious group that's a dissident that it can find at the moment. So he was wrong. Why should we have any trust, any confidence in Netanyahu saying, guess what, everybody? The wolf is here. The wolf is finally here. I was wrong time 1, wrong time 2, wrong time 3, but pretend I'm right when it comes to time 4. No, thank you. And that's why Mike Waltz was shipped to the door, because Netanyahu was secretly meeting with him to undermine President Trump's strategies.
No good answers for how it went hours, 12 hours, even more in some villages of the massacre. Under Netanyahu, that it was either, at the very least, a criminally negligent intelligence failure. And then you're going to empower Netanyahu, who has been clamoring for war with Iran for as long as I can remember, which is a good 21 years now, going to go follow that advice. The flip side argument, Robert, is people are going to say when they don't have nuclear weapons is precisely when you go in and strike. But I don't even understand what the strike would look like at this point.
Well, exactly. And it's kind of apparent Israel is probably engaged in a campaign of military sabotage with Iran as we speak, because there have been power outages, port attacks, a range of things that are unlike. Iran is not taking the bait to date. They're saying they're just accidents. The timing of it is highly sus. You have Mark Levin waging war on Tulsi Gabbard. You have much of the deep state waging a war on Tulsi Gabbard and Pete Hegseth. You have Mark Levin's always been a fraud. I mean, people are, what a great conservative legal mind. Name a single case he's ever done. Name one. How about there's a big fat zero because the guy's a fraud. The guy's a war whore since day one. And it's clearly extensive. And to be frank, you combine this with the laws they're trying to pass, with the targeted visa administration they're trying to do, and they're making their situation. I've been telling my friends on the pro-Israeli side of the aisle, you're screwing up terribly. Mm-hmm. You're blowing a perfect opportunity after October 7th to rally the anti-Hamas side to your side. Just don't abuse it by doing things like overthrowing the Syrian government. Don't abuse it by doing things like trying to overthrow the Iranian government or getting the U.S. entangled in another Mideastern war. don't do it by being so over the top in Gaza that you lose almost entire world's global support. That's where the issue is. And now you're using U.S. power. You want kids kicked off of campus for writing editorials. Right? If you want to go after the guy who shows up at a gun shop in New Hampshire and says he wants to kill Jews, okay, I get that. Who was part of waging a domestic terror campaign on the University of Columbia campus, no problem. When you go after some kid who joined a editorial, you're starting to look like you want to control speech. You don't want any distance when you're demanding that TikTok be banned because you don't like the anti-Israeli tone of a lot of the content on TikTok. All of a sudden, you're asking America to work for Israel rather than the other way around. And that you're going to lose support. The more you try to get us involved in another stupid war, after so many failed stupid wars, after all your predictions proved false for decades now, and from terms of Netanyahu, about how foreign engagement in these wars is somehow going to make Israel and America and the world safer. Wrong, 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 over and over and over, over and over and over. That's what Trump is trying to avoid. So Trump says, look, I want Israel and Iran to be safe and peaceful places. But when it comes to Iran, I will not let them have a nuclear weapon. But his mechanism to do so is negotiation, because that can easily attain and achieve it, and is more likely to successfully attain and achieve it than getting us involved in another stupid war. And this is my point to all of those people out there. What next? What next? After you do the bombing, what happens? Do you achieve the outcome? Or do you actually undermine respect for you? Do you increase the risk of more global warfare? Do you create more martyrs that animate terrorism in the future? So there are ways in which you can restrain Iran from having nuclear weapons. Trump is completely committed to that. What he's not committed to is stupid wars that will not produce any positive outcome, or that are more likely to produce a negative outcome than a positive one.
So I don't want to hear it. I speak for the Christians and Jews of America, as I played last hour. I'm Mark Levin, and we don't stand with Al-Qaeda. Well, the hell you don't. Your boss, Netanyahu, literally runs it. He's the last standing neocon with any power. So I don't want to hear it. Stop talking to me like I'm culturally and historically and military illiterate. I'm not, Mark. And Trump is actually pro-Israel, and he understands that Iran is going to blow it off the map, and then Israel's going to blow them off the map, and then Pakistan and India are going to have a nuclear war, and all the war games are all dead, you dumb son of a bitch. What the fuck's your problem? You fucking megalomaniac, fuckheads. And that's what Trump's told Netanyahu, a little nicer than that, but not much more, I was told. I mean, we're rational, sane men.